just record this on the computer so that I can share it later on to you. Okay, so I hope recording has started. Okay. So now I'm again explaining to you what is relative referencing is. We have already done that. Only thing I didn't tell you the name of what referencing style we are using. Okay. So there are basically three kinds of referencing style: absolute, relative, and mixed referencing. Now in the sums that we are done on sum, average, max, min, for all these, what we did was we just entered the formula of sum over here. Basically, we had done in this manner. Sum, we had selected these two cells, closed it, pressed enter. We just entered the formula in the very first cell and then just dragged and all these formulas to all the other students' cells such that it calculates the total, sum total for subject 1 and subject 2, right? So here the automatically what is happening in the next cell, it is taking the cell towards its left 78 and 54. Likewise, if you see towards the last cell also, it has taken 83 and 94, which are on the left hand side of the formula cell. So when you do this kind of thing where you just type the formula in one cell and copy the formula in all the other cells, and it automatically calculates the value and gives to you based on the cells towards its left. This is called relative referencing. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So I am going to do the same thing over here also. Okay. So now if I have to calculate how many, this is an example where you have menu items. You have unit price for each of these items and quantity which has been sold. Okay. So if you have to calculate these sales, what we usually do, the normal thing, unit price into quantity, right? This is what we do and we press enter. So the sales which has happened for eraser is 50. Okay. Like this, we can calculate for all the other products as well and we get the respective cells. So again, what I'm doing is I'm having my cell, my formula only in this particular cell. And after that, I'm just dragging it to all the other cells. So this is called relative referencing. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Now, tax may, what we do is on this particular sales that has happened, we will do some tax, right? So yahan pe what we do is equal to this into we do the tax rate. So it can be 15% of the sales or 7.5% of the sales. Okay, so there is some tax rate which we apply on the sale of that particular product. So for example, if the tax rate is 7.5, this 7.5 I will select, okay, because I have written it in one particular value is been written in one particular cell. So I will take that particular cell and press enter. So it is calculating to me how much tax is payable for that particular sale of the product. Okay. Now, if I
please show again.
equal to tax rate is applicable on the sales. So sales into the tax rate 7.5. Okay. And I press enter. I get 3.75 for the item eraser, which has the sales 50. Now, if I do relative referencing, which is what? Which is just dragging it to the next cell and automatically the formula gets copied in the next cell and it calculates the value. But now what is happening? See, it increases by one cell address, right? Now earlier, if you see here, it is E7 into G4. Okay, this is the cells which I wanted to multiply. I have put that as my input and it is multiplying and giving me the output. But in the next cell, when I did relative referencing and drag this formula to the other cell, see what is happening? It is increasing by one address. This is 250. This is correct. But my tax rate is now 0.075, which is basically correct. But if it was blank, okay, suppose this is Suppose this cell is blank. Okay. Now, what is happening? E8 is multiplied with the next increment of one cell address, which is this, right? So now what is happening? It is getting 0. So this is not, relative referencing cannot be used over here, okay? Because here it is getting increased by one cell address. I want this portion to be fixed. This cell needs to be fixed across all these cells. Only the first value, which is, just 1 second. Only the first value, which is the sales, need to increment from 50 to 250 to 250 again, 250, 125, and 100. But the second part of the formula, which is 7.50, needs to be fixed. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, this tax rate will be given in the question, right?
Yes, yes, it will be given. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
So-
so we need to do everything one by one, right?
No, you don't have to enter the formula in all these cells. Okay. We can use absolute referencing. That is fixing this particular cell itself. So here, the E7, I needed to increment from, when I drag this formula to all the other cell, I needed to increment from E7 to E8 to E9 to E10 till E12. This I need to increment. But G4, this particular cell, I need it to be fixed. So how can we fix it? We can fix it using dollar symbol. So you put dollar symbol in front of G and in front of 4. This particular cell will get fixed. It will not change. Okay, so now I have put dollar symbols in front of G and 4. This is the address. G4 is the address for this particular cell. I am putting dollar symbol in front of G and in front of 4 and clicking enter. Now, if I copy the cell, okay, now you see 250, E8, correct, and G4. This cell is getting referred to. So now my calculations are coming correctly. I drag this again to all the other cells. Quickly see E9 into again 7.5. Here again E10 into 7.5. You see, so this particular cell, I have fixed it using a dollar symbol. Now fixing of a particular cell in your formula like this and then using that formula across all the other cells is called absolute referencing. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this concept is clear for everyone, right? Relative referencing and absolute referencing. Anyone
ma'am.
has any queries? Okay.
Ma'am, can you
Ma'am,
explain the
that
absolute
16 is
referencing
called,
once again?
absolute.
The one which we have done in sales is absolute referencing. Okay. The one which we are doing in tax rate, where we are fixing this tax rate, it's called absolute referencing. Clear? Now for someone who has asked again, what I'm doing is here, if you just have without dollar symbol, okay, this is, okay, now you copy this to the other cell, it will give you 0 because in G5, we do not have any value, okay, so it will give you 0. You just copy this formula again to all the other cells, it will give you 0. Now see, 50 into this particular cell. Then you see this particular 250 into this particular cell. I do not want this green address, okay, G7, the G column values to increase. I want it to be fixed at this particular address, which is G4. For doing that, I put dollar symbol in front of G and dollar symbol in front of 4. So I'm fixing the column G and the row 4. Column G and the row, this is row 4. So I'm fixing both column and the row. So that is why now if I copy this formula to all the other cells, automatically what is happening? It is taking the cell towards its left for E12 and then it is taking the fixed cell which is 7.5 G4. So now my calculations are correct. This is called absolute referencing where you fix either a row, either a column or both row and column. Clear? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you have dollar symbol A, dollar symbol 2. So this means you're fixing both dollar, the column and the row. A is your column and your rows are written 1, 2, 3, 4. So the numbers are row. So here we are fixing both the column and the row. If you
Ma'am,
see,
just like we did in case of tax rate, right?
yes, yes. Okay. Now, if I write $2, I am not putting dollar symbol in front of A. So what is happening here? It is that A column will change. It will become, if I drag this formula $2 to the next cell, it will become $2, $2. So my columns will change. My row will become fixed. Is it clear? समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
I am doing a small example. I am writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I am trying to calculate the table multiplication for 2. Okay. So now here the answer should be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So what I'm doing is I'm entering the formula over here is I'm fixing this particular cell 2 because across horizontally when I'm doing a 2 cross 2 multiplication, like 2 table multiplication. So यहाँ पे 2 needs to be fixed across the row. So I'm fixing this particular cell. And the value which I have over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to have the row fixed. The row is 19. The 19th row should be fixed, but my column is L. It should change from L, M, N, O, and P such that I get 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay. So my formula is written in such a manner that I put 2 into 1. I'll just write the formula equal to 2 into this particular cell, which is L90. Okay. Now I select these 2 cells. Then I see what needs to be fixed. This 2 needs to be fixed. So I put dollar symbol in front of 20 and in front of K. Now if I see L19, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. Now here I needed to change. When I drag this formula horizontally, I needed to change from L column to M column to N column and so on till P. So here I will only fix 19 row, this particular row. I do not want it to jump from 19th row to 20th row to 21st row. So I'll fix this particular cell and then click enter. And now when I drag and drop this formula across the cell, you see it is taking 2 and it is taking this particular cell and multiplying it and giving me the answer as 10. Is it clear? So here what I'm doing, fixing my row and changing my columns. The second part is fixing my row and changing my columns. And in the first part, I have fixed both. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is not that key. Second part of the formula only you need to fix. First part of the formula you cannot fix. Both can be fixed. Okay. And it's not necessary key the first part both column and row should be fixed. You can also have it as K $20 or you can have it as $K20. Okay, you can have it like this as well. Depending upon how you want your output, you will fix accordingly. Fine. So in this case, I want this particular cell to be fixed and this one to change. So I will do that. Okay. Fine. Okay. Another thing is that you can fix your column and make your row to change. So your $A2 means $A3, $A4, $A5. So here the rows will change. So if you see over here, the same thing, I have written it in a column manner. So what is happening over here? Again, the same thing only I'll be doing. Equal to, now this particular cell, which is L23. L23 into this particular cell. Now this L23, which one I have, the 2 value that I needed to be fixed. So I am just going to put dollar symbol in front of L and in front of 23. This one, I need the rows to change, but the column K needs to be fixed. So what I do is I put dollar symbol just in front of K such that my column K becomes fixed. but row 24 changes to 25, 26, 27, and 28. Okay, and now I click enter and drag this to all the other cells. You see, I get the formula, the answers 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 4, 8, and 2 into 5, 10. Clear? Is
Yes,
it
ma'am.
fine?
Yes,
ठीक है?
ma'am, fine.
Okay, ठीक है. और कुछ any doubts you have?
मैम
Yes.
এটা কি অ্যাবসলিউট রেফারেন্সিং বলে তো?
Here we have used both absolute referencing and relative referencing. Absolute referencing when I'm using dollar symbol to fix a particular row, particular column, or both row and column, that is absolute referencing. And when I drag this formula to all the other cells, it becomes relative referencing. Relative to the particular cell, it is changing, right? See, it is changing.
ওকে ম্যাম ক্লিয়ার।
Okay, so I'm using both relative and absolute reference. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? In tax also,
Yes, ma'am.
please do not assume that I've only done absolute referencing. For fixing a particular cell, I have put absolute referencing, but when I copied this particular formula to all the other cells, I am doing relative referencing. Okay, fine. So you can make use of both relative and absolute referencing together, depending upon what you need to write the formula for and what output you need to get. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
Okay, please be clear with this concept